Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today, we are rejumping in our time machine and heading back to a pivotal moment in history, the summer of 1776. Picture this: the American colonies are buzzing with tension. The relationship with Great Britain has soured, and the idea of breaking away, once a whisper, is now a roar. This is the backdrop for one of the most powerful documents ever written, the Declaration of Independence. So, what exactly was going on? For over a year, the colonies had been in open conflict with British forces, yet many still hoped for reconciliation. But as King George III continued to ignore their pleas and escalate the conflict, the desire for a complete separation grew stronger. The Continental Congress, meeting in Philadelphia, knew they had to make a choice. They appointed a committee of 5 to draft a formal statement justifying the break. And who was on that committee? Heavy hitters like John Adams, Benjamin Franklin, and the man who would ultimately pen the famous words, a young Virginian named Thomas Jefferson. Jefferson, with input from the committee, drafted a document that did more than just list grievances. It laid out a revolutionary philosophy of government. It starts with that unforgettable line, "We hold these truths to be self-evident, that all men are created equal, that they are endowed by their Creator with certain unalienable rights, that among these are life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness." This wasn't just about breaking up with Britain. It was a bold statement about human rights and the very purpose of government, that it exists to protect those rights. And if it fails, the people have the right to change it. On July 2nd, the Congress voted for independence. But it was on July 4th, 1776, that they formally adopted the Declaration. When those 56 delegates signed their names, they were committing an act of treason against the British Crown, risking everything: their lives, their fortunes, their sacred honor for the birth of a new nation. The Declaration of Independence wasn't just a breakup letter. It was a birth certificate for the United States and a promise of freedom that continues to inspire people around the world today. Thanks so much for watching. If you found this interesting, please hit that like button, subscribe, and ring the bell so you don't miss our next trip through history. See you next time. Hey everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Today, we are rejourneying back in time to one of the most pivotal moments in world history, the birth of a nation. Let's talk about the Declaration of Independence. Imagine the scene. It's the summer of 1776, Philadelphia. The air is thick with tension and the buzz of revolution. For over a year, the American colonies had been in armed conflict with Great Britain, the most powerful empire on earth. Yet many colonists still considered themselves British subjects. The idea of a complete break was radical, even terrifying. But a shift was happening. The desire for self-governance was growing stronger every day. In June, the Second Continental Congress decided it was time to make a formal statement. They appointed a committee of 5, including John Adams, Benjamin Franklin, and a young, eloquent Virginian named Thomas Jefferson, to draft a document that would change the world. Jefferson, tasked with writing the first draft, worked tirelessly. He didn't just list grievances against King George III. He did something much more profound. He articulated a revolutionary philosophy of government. He wrote those immortal words, "We hold these truths to be self-evident, that all men are created equal, that they are endowed by their Creator with certain unalienable rights, that among these are life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness." This wasn't just about breaking away from a king. It was a declaration that the power to govern comes from the people themselves, not from a monarch. It was a bold assertion that governments are created to protect the rights of individuals. And if a government fails to do that, the people have the right to change it. On July 2nd, Congress voted for independence. Then, for 2 days, they debated and edited Jefferson's draft, making small but significant changes. Finally, on July 4th, 1776, the final text was approved. The delegates knew they were risking everything. By signing that document, they were committing an act of treason in the eyes of the British Crown, a crime punishable by death. John Hancock famously signed his name large and bold, so the king could read it without his spectacles. The Declaration of Independence wasn't just a piece of paper. It was a promise. It was a promise of a new kind of nation, founded on the ideals of liberty, equality, and self-determination. It inspired people across the colonies and has continued to inspire movements for freedom and human rights all over the globe for nearly 250 years. It's a reminder that sometimes, the most powerful weapon is an idea whose time has come. Thanks so much for watching. If you found this journey into history interesting, please hit that like button and subscribe for more. See you in the next video.